Hi everyone, cheers for checking in today. Firstly, apologies for the voice, but I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. It's doing its rounds this year. So yeah, as the title says, the Schumacher Cat 2000. So this is my example here that we have. This was bought a while back, given a basic strip, clean, rebuild. Nothing too fancy because the idea is that this is going to be run, and it has been run. I managed to run it about a week ago at Southport for I think it was the Easter Egg Cup or the Easter Egg Challenge. Went all right. It was basically just to see what it needed, and yeah, well happy with it. So basically, the Schumacher Cat 2000. Sorry, I've got notes here because I can't remember all this. So October 1993 is when the car came out, and it's what people sort of like refer to as the second generation for the four-wheel drive car. So before these, the first generation, that's pretty much what people associate with the Cat, the Cat XL, Cat XLS, Pro Cat, Boss Cat. This was basically a completely different design for Schumacher. So the crashback system had gone, so you didn't get that front crashback protection. It basically meant that the front end could be simplified, making it easy to build, maintain, look after, etc. It did have some success. So in the 93 Worlds, Kevin Moore brought his Cat 2000 home in second place, and a second Cat 2000 driven by William Misham, I think, hope I've not ruined your name, brought it home in third. So off the bat, it was obviously a good car to be getting some good results that early on in its life. It basically followed the same sort of like layout as the Boss Cat. Still retained the belt drive, but yeah, it is a nice looking buggy. But we'll get the top off. So it was originally set up for saddle packs, so you'd have had batteries either side, your electrics going either in the middle, up to the front, or on top of the top deck up here. Obviously running your modern lipos, I've got a lipo adapter to run it down on one side, all my electrics on the other side. It seems pretty balanced. I don't think I'm suffering with having too much weight on one side, but there's not a lot you can do. You can get a kit that will basically put a belt tension underneath, and that will basically allow you to run a low center of gravity lipo through the middle, probably helping it be balanced a lot more. But I don't have any low center of gravity lipos. I've only got the big height ones, basically because at your revival events you can only run an extra 50 grams of weight, and I was predominantly running the Cougars at the time, and you needed that little bit of extra weight in them just to help them. So one of the easiest ways to get some extra weight in the car was to ditch the low centre of gravity batteries, go for the normal ones, and then you got 100 grams extra weight pretty much off the bat there. So what I'll do, I'll bring you over and we'll have a closer look at the car. Right, so here she is. So up on the top here, that's your belt tensioner up in there. Obviously you don't have the eccentrics like you do on the Pro Cats, where you can just spin it round or move the front portion forward. This is all fixed and solid in there. But yeah, you can basically see that it is a completely different style of car. I've got to fix my drive shaft. So this is important of running your car before you've got a big event. So basically we've got the Schumacher Challenge coming up in a week's time now. So this is what I'm going to be running. The Pro Cat will be going with me because that'll be my backup car. Basically because this was out in 93, those of you that do the revival style events will know that it's basically, it's 89 to 93, so you've got your Pro Cat, Boss Cat, and the Cat 2000 just slips in. So as long as you've not got the Cat 2000 EC, which is the one that had the shocks that rather than being upright, they were basically laid right down, then yeah, you can run that in the same class. So your drive shafts on it, you've still got a plastic telescopic style drive shaft, but they are different. I've not had the pleasure of pulling these apart yet. Obviously I'm going to have to repair the front one. I've got some spares, so hopefully I can fix it. But yeah, it is a completely different style of car. So this is all out of the box. There's no real hop-ups on it at the moment. Sorry about the camera. What I have changed, it's a little bit hard to see, is I've got the alloy rear plate, the motor mount, which ties through all the way up into the back, and same again on the front. So it's just down there, you can just see the silver on it. Schumacher back in the day had a lovely anodized purple one. This was from, I think it was Rusty Parts, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, the Schumacher one, it's very sought after in the sense that the original one was plastic. Obviously, if it's a car you're going to be running a lot, you're going to be taking it apart, in and out of the plastic part. Eventually, you may end up losing one of the screws that go into the bottom of it'll all just pull out. It's a part you can still get hold of readily, as far as I'm aware. It's not an expensive part. It's about sort of £10 thereabouts. But because I saw them and it was just like, well, I can buy them, because I believe they don't actually make them anymore now. So I'm glad that I did. So it's basically had the diffs all rebuilt with as many new parts I can find. So the balls are all new. The actual, pretty much the entire diffs are new on these, I believe. New belts. The belts at the time, I struggled to find the belts. I managed to get some from over in China that were the same pitch and everything. And then lo and behold, you could actually get from Schumacher not so long ago. So I've got another set from Schumacher, so I've got spares up on there. But yeah, looking forward to running this at the Schumacher Challenge. It'll be interesting to see it go, because the last time I ran it, it was all just modern cars, and I pretty much came dead last. So the setup that we've got on it, we've got 500 weight front, 400 rear. I think it's 2 old pistons, blue springs up front, grey springs at the back with 2 old pistons again. We've got the trusty old XR10 Pro ESC. This is what I'm running all my cars now, so I've got a few of these. The wiring on this one, yes, it's not very tidy, but this has to run multiple cars, and rather than soldering it in and out, I just have extra wire on there so it'll fit in most of the cars, hence why the battery leads are long. But you can't just keep going buying expensive ESCs to put in cars that are going to sit on the shelf. Again, Savox servo, got that in there. Futaba receiver and transponder up on the top there. The number 2, basically, that's I've got 2. I've got one that are running 2-wheel drive, one that are running 4-wheel drive. So it just makes it easy for me to bang the right one in and give the right PT number. Then we've got a Reedy Sonic. It may be an 8.5 turn, but I think it's just a 10.5 in there. You get the heat sinks on the back. So obviously, back in the day with your brush motors, running the alloy mount along with your extra heat sinks up on here, I think you could have another one on there, 1 or 2 on there. It really did help dissipate the heat. The other benefit from the alloy back end, I believe, is that it does help with strengthening the back end, reducing flex. But there's literally none in there. That is a solid car. So we've got an RC10 Worlds replica wing from Penguin. And then, like I say, she's all just standard up on up of the chassis all the way through. The back's split there, so I've just got some tape holding that on. But yeah, looking forward to running it. So the body shell, again, completely different style to a Pro Cat. So you've got bits on the side here, you can actually cut these out upon there. Obviously this one and that one would actually help get airflow onto your motor. But this is just one that I've painted in my obligatory old school colours, and we will hopefully be having a new one getting sprayed. Can't decide how to spray it, but when it's done, we'll give you a quick little update. But that's it. So yeah, the second generation. So obviously the cars that followed this, you had the EC, which is the one that had the lay down shocks, and then there was various adaptations of that, and one of the others was the 98. I'm fortunate enough to have an EC and an EC98, so they both basically need going through, so I'll be doing that at some point. And yeah, I'll get them on, we'll get them out on the track, see how they go. But yeah, looking forward to running this. So if you've enjoyed this video, if you could possibly like and subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. It does help the channel out immensely, and helps me bring you more cars, more content, and hopefully some more race footage. So I'll leave you to it. Cheers, guys.